Before I get started in this video, I do want to let you guys know we're going to be getting into heavier topics like depression, anxiety, self-harm, and eating disorders. So if you think this may trigger you, please wait until the next video when I put out some more lighthearted content that everyone can enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to stop hating yourself, how I stopped hating myself, how you can too. Before I get started, I just wanted to let you guys know to go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. As always, I will link everything down below so that you can go ahead and follow me on my socials, get updated on my life. Down below, I will be linking crisis resources, hotlines, helplines, so that if you feel like you are struggling and in need of help, you have somewhere to look to, you have some resources that can help you out. Normally, I'd be wearing a full face of makeup. I didn't do that, and it's for a reason. I'm trying to grow to be more comfortable, like, with no makeup on camera, because, like, why? You know, if I'm just living my life, my daily life, like, why do I need to put this face on just for like a video? Like, you know, especially it's so important. We're talking about self-love today, and you have to love yourself as you are. Self-love is not easy. Society and social media literally trains your brain to hate yourself. It pushes out content of all of these people who are either photoshopped or have had so much plastic surgery done, and they tell you that that is the norm, that is what your body should look like, and if it doesn't, then it's not okay, and you should feel ashamed of that. Media is just, it's one of those things you have to be so careful with, just because of how toxic it can be, the kind of content it can push out for you. It can make it really hard for you. One of the most important things that you can recognize is that once you start your journey towards self-love, your inner child will begin to heal as well. That will open doors to help you heal traumas that you may have not acknowledged in a very long time. And it's so important to try to heal those things so that you can grow into your higher self and level up in your life. I would say my first experience with self-hate started as young as 5th grade. That was when I started getting bullied a lot. I had people who hated me for no reason. I never understood it. It's not like I did anything to provoke these people. They just did what they wanted to, whatever. Around this time, I had also gotten my first iPod Touch. I'd wanted it for years, and I joined Instagram. I guess this was when their guidelines weren't as strict, but Instagram also started pumping out eating disorder content to me. And when you're so young, you're still impressionable. That kind of thing doesn't strike you to be like wrong. You are looking at these older people telling you that this is normal, and because you're so young, you're just like, oh, okay, like this is the normal, but it's not, and it's not okay. That's also why you need to be careful with social media. Only allow yourself to follow and look at content that is going to bring joy into your life, that's going to bring positivity into your life. A lot of the self-hatred also came from the household that I was in at the time. It was very toxic. This one person, you're probably watching this, and that's fine. It was just a very toxic place for me. There was a lot of situations where I was made to feel guilty for being in the kitchen at a certain time, or being guilty for eating the food that was there, being made to feel guilty about everything. That caused me to isolate, for one, into my room a lot, not really talk to people, which created like a depression, created this mindset for me asking myself, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why do I feel like this? And because there was so much guilt surrounding money and food and all kinds of things, that created restriction for me. I started to restrict my food because, for one, I was so anxious being in this house that I felt like I had to, or I felt like I couldn't eat. But there was so much guilt surrounding that when there didn't need to be. This person could afford groceries. This person made enough money not to stress about paying for food. And they still made it a place to make me feel guilty about it for eating the food in their kitchen. And that created such a problem for me that on the weeks I was there, I was restricting so bad, barely eating. And then when I would go over to my other house for the next week, I would have a cycle of binging because there was where I felt comfort. There was where I didn't have to worry. I wasn't made to feel guilty about food or being in my house or anything like that. So it just created this super unhealthy cycle of binging and restricting. And obviously, if you're feeling this kind of way about being around the people in your house, you're isolating yourself. It's pretty easy to guess that as a middle schooler or a teenager in isolation, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be on your phone or be on the internet or something like that, be on social media. At such a toxic place in my life, the content that was being pumped out to me just made it worse. Tumblr really normalized the eating disorder content. It normalized the depression content, and it made it seem okay when it's not okay. And because I was feeling this way for so long, I did eventually start to self-harm. And, we moved past that. I have healed from that, and I'm done with that. But it's so important to acknowledge these pieces of your past so that you can move forward from it. Again, it is so hard to stop hating yourself, but once you do, you open up this new level in your mind, and it feels easier to breathe, and you just don't have as much anxiety. Like, you can live your life a little bit without stressing so much about how you hate yourself. Before you can learn how to love yourself, it's so important to stop the self-hate. Stop with the deprecating jokes, the I'm trash jokes, like all of that. Like, stop that. And don't be afraid to step away from the people that make you feel like you have to make those jokes in order to keep a conversation going. Because when you think about it, you're literally just sitting there and just not saying nice things about yourself. And what does that do for you? How does that make you feel? And if you're saying these things to other people from your own mind, you're letting them know that it's okay to say those things about you too. So just cut all that out and stop the self-deprecation jokes. Instead, before you go to make a self-deprecating joke, ask yourself what you don't like about yourself and why. Why do you feel the need to make that joke about yourself? Or why don't you like that? And then try to think of a healthy way to change that. Our brains are quite literally wired to react more to negativity, and at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone out in the world that has something negative to say about you. It's just life. There's people that have so many negative things to say about me, but at the end of the day, I know who I am, and their opinion or their vision of me can't change that, because I know the person I am, and I know that what they're saying is not true, so it doesn't bother me. It rolls right off my back because I know who I am. And it's so important to take that time to learn more about yourself and figure out what you like and what you don't like, and fall in love with the little pieces and parts that you find out about yourself. Set small goals, and once you achieve them, you'll notice it's like a snowball effect into falling more in love with yourself. The last thing that I can say is just enforce positivity every day when you meditate or with mirror affirmations. At least 3 or 4 times a day, when I walk past a mirror, I look in it and I tell myself, I am strong, I am independent, I am intelligent, I am wealthy. Really push positivity onto yourself, because the more you say it, the more you're going to actually start to believe it, and you'll manifest that positivity into your life. Overall, the process is not easy. It takes a lot of self-reflection and meditation, and it takes a lot of work, but I think the main thing I want you guys to take from this video is that self-love is possible, and you don't have to sit there and hate yourself. You can change anything you don't like about yourself with some time spent with yourself and reflection and meditation, and you can heal from those parts of your past that caused you so much pain and so much hurt, and you can turn into this self-loving person that can just bring joy to others around them. The bottom line is, when you love yourself, you have so much more love to give to everyone around you, and people will notice that difference. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love filming this kind of content. I love encouraging content, and I hope you guys do too. Just a fair warning, my next like 3 or 4 videos are going to be pre-filmed because I am moving in literally less than a week. By the time you see this, it will probably have already happened already, but moving to a new apartment in less than a week, it's so busy. That's why I have a different background today, because my room is literally a mess trying to downsize and pack and figure everything out, and it is so crazy, but I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to bring you guys along with me. Most important takeaway from this video is that you are not alone in your journey. There are so many people out there that are willing to help you, and there are resources that are willing to help you, and you do not have to go through it alone. Till next week, bye babies!